Okay, trade recap, market recap, whatever recap for 1908-2025. You know what? I might make this public because I might start making these public because free knowledge. Why not? Who is ever interested to me? Yeah, just benefit, I guess, right? And then trading. Anyway, since Wednesday, always said this mostly like the high for long term. It was basically on the way that the market was painting. Like the intraday was way too extra, right? Gaps were getting filled like 100%, then dropping, stuff like that. You know, you can even drop it down to the 15 seconds. This whole day was bullshit, right? So to me, that was probably us making a long-term high. Since then, we had the narrative of us going to this low and ultimately this fair value gap. But we stalled on Thursday. We stalled on like, you can probably see it better here. You can see we stalled on Thursday. We stalled on Friday. Monday was probably the worst trading week people have seen for a long time. And ultimately now on Tuesday, we finally went and hit double the weekly targets, which were the sell side liquidity and this daily fair value gap. So that's our bias. The weekly target's been hit on Tuesday, which is a bit too early for me, so I'm thinking we could have a long expanding week that will get us to this low and these lows, right? Distraction all week, expect manipulation, expect fuckeries, right? Anything could happen. And the fact that we were this heavy intraday is probably also a confluence to that. Although I'm not gonna throw the bullish idea out the window yet, because if we were going to a discount, where would our discount be between this range low and this high? Right there, right? So this volume imbalance would be like my last thing. Like we'd sweep this low, and then we'll start working all the way up for the week. I might look at that, but I'm not favoring it. I would probably not want to participate in it if that's what this week is gonna do. I favor the shorts. I favor the shorts mostly. Also the fact that with this heavy, right? This wick, go to the CE, drop, go to the CE, drop. We even get to the book, and then here we go to the CE, I think as well, and then drop. Let me see. Right there, yep, go to CE and drop. Basically, we're heavy. So that's what we know for higher time frame analysis. So what does this get us to in intraday? So when we drop down to the 15 minutes, you can see lovely Monday, classic Monday with no news on Jackson Hole, and then here we have our new daily opening gap. So we open, go to the CE on the daily, start dropping lower. We make sell side, so previous daily low and relative equal lows with it basically, and then we go up, put bodies on the new daily opening gap and start going lower, right? This is all good, but I expect manipulation at the start of the day, some BS. Why? Because yesterday when I was looking at this, there was no news, but your boy Trump likes going speaking at 8 a.m. or random times for no reason, and then adds the volatility. So I didn't even want to wake up for today because I expected some more bullshit, maybe working lower, maybe a bit high, but like making the run basically for Wednesday. But this guy decided to speak at 8 a.m. out of nowhere, and my whole play that I wanted to get since Wednesday has been done while I'm snoring. So not the greatest, but we move. Anyway, we go top a new weekly opening gap. What? Top a new daily opening gap. Right? And we put the bodies on it and then go lower. This guy starts yapping at 8. Takes the short-term relative equal lows here. Goes up, takes the high. Goes back for the lows. And then creates this gap that we go and fill perfectly, which means we're going to leave this range, right? So we go to the top of the order block. We look at the low, what does it say? 23.7750, and the high is 23,750. So it's basically it's to the tick, not basically to the tick, it's to the tick, which means we're gonna leave this range. We fully colored it in and out, right? And then from this low, this was offered buy side, right? This was offered buy side. Again, we do the same thing. What the hell am I? Same thing, right? We go up, color offer buy side, offer sell side, and once we go now we offer buy side after offering sell side down here. So we're coloring. This is ultimately, this low is a balanced price range, like extra balanced. This whole run though is balanced price range. Price should not be going down here. So when it went up there and started dropping, it's expected for heavy price action, right? So we already have the narrative once it opened. I'm only gonna trade after 940. See what the market has been doing. Right, we go up. So this high is the one that fills the gap, fills to these lows, balances our range, and then we start dropping lower. See, if we came back to this inverse, by the way, I'm sleeping this whole time, right? If I was awake, might have taken this trade, but it's pretty risky. I was probably gonna wait for the inverse here and then take it, but price is left show me that it's heavy. So I would look for an institution order flow entry drill here first, and then drop down to the 15-second and get to something. But then it kept going, it went up. What do we expect? We expect price to just close the bottoms, right? Or to the wick or something, and it starts dropping. But then it has this big candle going up. So now to me, you're back to sideline. You gotta wait. See, this price wanna go back up. It doesn't, but it showed the heavy signs. But this is Jackson Hole week, so expect heavy retracements. Price goes all the way up. Now we know this high should be protected because this high just filled our whole range, right? So next thing we got is the wick. So we can see the wick respecting the CE of it, and then starts dropping lower, right? So again, we're in there, still in the heavy bearish bias, but we can see the manipulation. This should not be really happening, especially to that high, but it's Jackson Hole week. Anyway, again, same idea. Wait for the inverse. Right now we also have this breaker, so ideally I'd wanna us to close below the CE of this, right? Shows me that week. Once we're fully closed out of it, alright, I'll take the trade guaranteed. So I'll probably take out the CE, allow for the breaker, and probably the CEO breaker. So probably stop loss right here, an order there. If I make this public, this probably sounds weird, like saying, oh, I would have probably done this, I would have probably done that, but I might not. I might stop putting like the other videos out public, so it shows my actual trades rather than me just yapping saying I would have probably done this, I would have probably done that. But yeah, anyway, stop loss up there, and we would target, what did we say we're gonna target? Let's go to 15 minutes. Yep, TP1 and TP2. So these lows that we've been talking about since Wednesday. So I'd have full TP right there, and ultimately, you know, it's the big what do you call it? Yeah, the fair value gap on the daily time frame, right? So these are targets, and yeah, that's the trade that I missed for today. Down would have been 4K. It is what it is. We move. So I think I woke up around here, and then I was waiting for the launch play to play because this low now created relative equal lows with that low that we were talking about earlier. So I wanted price to go up, take some buy side, right? Because if you logically see at this, right, not every high is buy side, right? And we don't really have relative equal highs, but think about you in the trade, right, and how you would react. Let's say you entered, right, Trump yapping, you entered short at 8:30, whatever, after the sweep of these relative equal highs. You enter short, price goes down, like your stop loss is here, price goes up to here and then drops down. Now you'd move your stop loss here. Price goes down, you probably move your stop loss here. Remember, still didn't sweep it. goes down, right? Up, the swing, you might not trust it, but eventually when it goes somewhere down here, you'll put your stop loss here, right? Goes even down, you'll put your stop loss here. Goes all the way back up, you're like, oh shit. But then it starts going down. See, this is what confused me. I was like, we should have some launch model here for me to get in with the move, but it was that heavy to even bother take out buy side. And what I have highlighted here on green is a 15-minute fair value gap that it just leaves open, and then it goes down, and then eventually once it hits its target, which is the bottom of the new weekly opening gap, right, it goes up to just take this buy side and then goes back down again. It's so heavy, right? And then start stalling for the day, because this was the target for the day, not this was just like, if you look at it, it's just this weak bullshit goes back up. This was the target for the day. So here I expected us to start going for the buy side, but it never did. It just shows me how heavy it is. Now on Wednesday, I'd expect us to pull back a bit, because we need to go for equilibrium, right? Like, let's say from the whole swing till the low, right? Equilibrium is lining up with these highs and the fair value gap. I'm pretty sure it's the only gap. The fact that this market was moving so extra, and for it to leave some sort of gap like this untouched, right? If you work out all the runs, right, you'll notice not a single gap is left open, right? That's meaningful, by the way. Not a single one's been open since Wednesday. The fact that it leaves this, it just makes me think it's probably the setup for tomorrow. Wednesday we go up, we do some 2022 model bullshit, anything just to get back down if we're gonna stay heavy, right? If we inverse this and we start going up or whatever, boom, I'm not interested in this week. That's just clear manipulation to me. Don't care. I'm out. I'll just come back next week. I'm good. My account wants to stay up. Let it stay up, right? I miss the main move, because I genuinely thought it's gonna be Wednesday. But I mean, I guess it's a lesson for me to first. If I would have taken this trade, I would have got my ass cooked, because I was thinking about it, because I was like, oh, let me get something. So that's a good lesson. Do not enter a trade that's outside your model. Don't try to go against the bias, the clear bias, even though it should have done it, but it doesn't need to do it. And second is, don't expect days, I guess, to like deliver specifically, right? Because any day could deliver to the targets. It's just, you should be there and ready, right? Don't need to be sleeping late or whatever. Alright, save that for the weekend. Anyway, buys tomorrow, we go up, take some buy side at least, because we haven't taken any buy side, and then starts generating hella sell side for us to take down. And then let me have a look at the 1 hour if we have any other targets. Right, it'll be this low mainly for tomorrow. I don't want tomorrow to be a big range. I want it to be smaller, right? Something to be like giving the hope of, okay, we're gonna start like pushing higher, for them to just dump it so hard on Thursday, shock everybody. And if you notice how price was moving, new weekly opening gap to another new weekly opening gap. I don't want Wednesday to do that. I want Wednesday to be like, yo, and then chillax, maybe go to that volume imbalance, whatever. And then Thursday would be the one that does this move of new weekly opening gap to a new weekly opening gap. Eventually, I want us to visit all these new weekly opening gaps, hit that sell side that we are talking about in the daily time frame, which is these relative equal lows, right? And that's pushing it for this week, but we could potentially visit this low this week, right? So that's the bias if we stay heavy. And yeah, I also like the fact that this gap is, it's a 1 hour gap, 15-minute gap, probably 5, probably 1, right? And then so it's a gap in all these time frames. And if we think about the brush type of thing that I'm talking about, is if we notice where we full buy side would be this high, and like really this high, but you know, these. So if we do this and that, we have offered buy side, and then we have offered sell side. We over pushed it here, so right now we need to offer what? Buy side. So I'm liking this idea. I hope that it doesn't happen in London, and then I'm just having to like rush New York or something for us to like go lower. And yeah, again, the alternative idea is that daily volume imbalance, which means later on we sweep, right? We sweep, make relative equal lows, and start pushing higher. That idea I don't like. I'm not gonna trade it, regardless if I can tell where price is going, because that to me is manipulation. I don't want to be part of it. It's probably gonna be rough. It's not gonna be clear and easy, not fast. Again, I can always be there for another day. Anyway, enough yap fest. This is what I expected for the day. How would I execute it on the day? But my dumbass decided to sleep today. So yeah, I guess need to stop doing movies at 4 a.m. It's not the one. Anyway, you know what? I'll probably drop this public as well, and probably start dropping these public, because who's gonna watch? Like 5 people? Like, and if anyone's gonna watch, whoever's interested, you know, they can, as long as I can help someone with it. I guess I've done my good deed. Anyway, peace.